to you guys today about the whole H&M monkey hoodie thing. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but H&M put out an ad with a bunch of kids wearing like, freaking hoodies with animals on them, and one of the hoodies said um something about something of the jungle, and another hoodie, a green hoodie that was placed on a black kid, said the hoodie said what is it? The best monkey in the jungle or luckiest monkey in the jungle. And the whole world's freaking losing their mind over it. And it it was just a hoodie that was placed on a kid that just happened to be, I guess what associated with something that's been considered racist for a long time, the whole comparing black people with monkeys. My thing is this: do you guys really think a multi-million-dollar company is gonna purposely put out a hoodie, put a black in the hoodie purposely to incite racism or to, put out some sort of racist theme or like insult black people? I really, really, really don't think so. H&M does not have a history of racism or anything like that. So I think it's a Swedish company. I really highly doubt that. Is it a Swedish company? Yeah, I think it is. And the Swedes are like one of the most, well, they try to be one of the most non-racist, all-encompassing people, even to their detriment. If you've seen with a lot of how do I say it, the Middle Eastern immigrants that they've been taking in, crime has gone up and things like that. But yeah. So it's like, do you guys really think that that company's gonna purposely put that out? Obviously, it was coincidental. Maybe in Sweden, maybe that's not even a big thing over there. Maybe it's like comparing monkeys, black people to monkeys. Maybe that's not a huge thing over there. I'm not sure. To me, it's something that like you would see and you wouldn't even make a big deal out of it. It's like something that like maybe in college, if you would see it, you'd be like, oh my gosh, look at this freaking, he's a freaking monkey or some dumb shit like that. Or, it'd be funny to you in college. But to make a public outcry and saying things like fuck H&M, I think the singer, what's his name, The Weeknd, said he's gonna disassociate himself with them. It's like it was obviously a mistake. It was obviously coincidental. They didn't put it out on purpose to purposely freaking insult that kid. Even his mom came out, I believe, on Facebook and said, look, my kid has modeled hundreds of things for H&M. This is just one of them. Please stop the witch hunt. That's pretty much what she said in her Facebook, post. So the mom doesn't even think it's racist. It was just coincidental. It's like, and from what she's saying, it's like she's never had any problem with H&M. It's like it's obviously an accident, and it's not even really an accident. It's just people looking into it more than it really is. Yes, I know the association with black people and monkeys. Okay, I'm black, but it's like in this case, you gotta pick your battles, man. And I really think it's actually hurting our cause when we go this ridiculous for something that is obviously coincidental. You know what I mean? Like it's so ridiculous. It's absolutely so ridiculous. It's to the point where society nowadays is just like looking for anything that they can deem as sexist or racist. It's just so absolutely fucking ridiculous. And people say things like, oh, well, what would our ancestors think and things like that. Like, our ancestors would smack the shit out of us because they actually went through real racism, okay? They went through real racism. So when they see us picking at things that aren't even really racist, that one can, if they're being super sensitive, interpret it as racist, as lots of other things can be interpreted in many other freaking ways, it would be a slap in the face to them, in my opinion. I don't think that they'd be going hard for this. I think they'd be like, what are you idiots doing? We fought for real racism, and now you guys are just being stupid. Stop. You're undermining their cause when you attack things that are obviously not intentional. Now, is it wrong for them to say, hey, that's distasteful, could you please take it down? Yeah, that's a different conversation. But people are literally going fuck Facebook, villainizing H&M and villainizing H&M over this one thing. Like, they obviously didn't do it on purpose. It's the dumbest thing ever. But anyway, that's my opinion. Freaking, that's all I got for you guys tonight. My stream of conscience will go on. Stay tuned for another video. I'll probably put one out before the week is out. You know, obviously it's late. I'm slurring my words, but I just had to say something about that. I just think it's just, we live in a crazy world now. We live in idiocracy where people are literally on a witch hunt for anything. Why do they make it? Does it make them feel better? Does it make it feel like they're doing something with their lives? I'm not sure why they do it when it's just so ridiculous. Are people that bored and just devoid? Is their life that devoid of meaning that they need to do things as opposed to, creating what they were put on this planet Earth for? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know. I'm an artist, and I feel like, I was put on this planet Earth to first express myself fully through art, film, poetry, etc., and then to express God through art. And I know what you're thinking. I'm not really religious, but I am spiritual. What does that mean? That means that basically, I feel like all religions is kind of saying the same thing, just in different ways. So it's not the religion, because for me the religion is the traditions, right? The book that you read, the way that you go about praying or communicating with God, or whatever you want to call it, the universe. That's the religion. It's the traditions. It's the physical way in which you do it. Spirituality is the feeling behind all of that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The oneness with what is. And I guess if I could say anything, I'm kind of more of a Buddhist than anything. That's kind of what I just more resonate with. Some Hindu, stuff like that. Even some Islam, like some Sufism and things like that. But yeah, so my thing is to express God, but not in the way that you think of God, because a lot of atheists think of it super one-dimensional, like, oh, you think there's a big guy in the sky, like, damning everybody. No, I don't believe that. Just the isness of all things, you know what I mean? Just like the eternity. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really hard to describe my version of God. But to express that truth, through myself, I look at myself as sort of just I forget the word, but a way of communication, between God and the world. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, for me, art is expressing God fully. The way that I describe it's like a screen door. And when you first start with your art, you're not very skilled. You're like trying to get what's inside out, right? So you try to throw what's outside of that screen door, but sometimes the screen holes are so small that you can't get much out. But the better you get at art, the more you practice your craft. Like the doors of the screen get bigger and bigger, and the more you can throw out there, the more that gets outside of you into the world, to express that wholly and fully. Like Matisse, the artist Matisse, at the end of his life, he started doing cutouts, and they were simple yet beautiful. Like, it was so weird. Like, I saw some of his other works, and I liked them. I liked them a lot. But toward the end of his life, he really became a genius. I really think he found a way to express God, or maybe it was himself. I'm not sure, but express something true through his art, and he expressed it simply yet tremendously beautifully. Like, I don't want to say complicated, but there was so much in something so simple. And I think that's the goal of art, at least the goal of my art, to do that. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of people don't have that goal. They don't have something that deep that they're trying to express or whatever. And not that they don't have it in them, but they haven't discovered it, or maybe they've covered it up with things. I feel like we have, everybody's watching YouTube videos. Watch this one though. Of like freaking cats playing piano, and just people getting their head chopped off, and some dumb challenge, or fucking water cooler challenge, or whatever, that we've forgotten the depth that is within us. We've forgotten the deepness that is within us, and what we were put on this earth for. I'm trying to say, to create, to give your gift. I'm trying to say. And I guess this is a really, really just sad and horrible and weak way of trying to make up for that. And the thing is that like the saddest part is that people don't even think for themselves. They're literally like one person does, and everybody just nobody thinks for themselves. Nobody thinks, hey, this is stupid. Everybody just goes with it because that's what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is outraged, so I will be outraged. And it's like it's just so dumb. And the worst part is that the emotions are real. So here's the thing: if I tell you a lie, right, it could be completely devoid of the truth and reality. But if I tell you a lie that has something negative to do with you, you know, you're gonna get upset or sad. So that upset or sad emotion is real, even though it's based on a lie. The actual emotion is real. So people are experiencing these actual emotions, and they're reacting in this way of something that is real, even though it's totally based on a lie. And it's just sad. It's not only sad, it's scary because people can rip down your career, people can take down your life off of something that is completely false because the emotions are real. And the worst part is it's the mob mentality that's going on today, and it's under the guise of doing good. It's like it's so freaky. It's like I'm gonna do good. I'm looking for good. Yep, I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you. Like there's what is it? There was an episode of The Office that I watched recently, and Dwight and Andy. Andy's the new character. He's basically Dwight number two. And they're trying to one up each other by doing something nice. So Dwight brings in bagels from New York, and then Andy decides that he's gonna bring in lunch for everybody. And then Dwight's like, hey, well, you know, I'll clean up. And then Andy's like, no, you don't have to clean up. I'll do this. And then they keep one-upping each other to the point where it gets really uncomfortable and just ridiculous. And, you know, the emotion has gone from, you know, trying to do something nice to just aggressive and strange and weird. And I think that's where we're going. We're like, the PC police is just so ridiculous. Just like, they're trying so hard to feel good about themselves, like they're doing something with their lives by addressing absolutely nothing. And people that are completely innocent or just in no way intend to offend anybody are being called out. And it's just like the thing about life is that whatever you look for, you're gonna find, right? So if you think that somebody doesn't like you and you really believe that, you're gonna find ways to say that think that they don't like you. And if you believe that somebody's an asshole, you're gonna find ways to reconfirm that they're a fucking asshole. And it's to the point where people don't even try anymore. They just go with that feeling. And that's scary. You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson said that, like ultimately there is no meaning to life. Neil deGrasse Tyson's a scientist, a physicist, I believe, and very popular. Because he's got a personality, you know what I mean? Big job, big black guy, he's hip, he's into the new, stuff. He's probably in his 50s, 60s, whatever, but like, he likes to stay with the time. He's a very social person. Not like what you think of as a scientist, like geeky and stuff like that. He used to wrestle and everything like that. And he said his theory about life is that like, that he thinks that we're here to like, make it a better place. And I don't know. It was very human centric, his theory on life, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I think we're just things, and what I mean by things is just like I think we're just. I don't think that the universe is anywhere geared toward us. I think we're just things in the universe, and we happen to have consciousness and frontal lobe, and we can not go just purely off our instincts. So we know that we know that we're alive. We know that we will die one day, and we know it consciously, and that's one, and I think that's like we're the only people or only animals that we know of so far that can do that. So I do think that makes us manipulate the world better, but to think that we are some sort of special, that we are sort of like the center of the universe, I really don't believe that at all. I mean, I see the way that people are and act every day, and the beautiful thing about people is their potential, like the isness of them, you know what I mean? Like the perfection that brought them into being, you know what I'm trying to say? Because it takes a lot to be brought into being if you really think about it. Like, one egg, one sperm, you know what I'm trying to say? And there's a lot of them. So the fact that you are into being is a miracle. I'll give him that, you know what I'm trying to say? But other things come into being, and I guess they're all miracles also. But us specifically, the way that we live our lives, it's just like, it's sad. It really is. And I don't think that we're this great thing. Like, we're just super undisciplined. I mean, half the things, three-quarters of the things in people's lives that they complain about or have problems with are caused by themselves. Seriously. It's probably caused because of lack of um, discipline and bad habits. That's probably three-quarters of what constitutes your life being bad or unenjoyable. If you just stop to think about your life and the things that, just write it down, the things that go wrong every day or things that go right, and you should have a conscious look as why they do that and how you can affect that, you could probably take up three-quarters of the things that's wrong with your life. I just don't see humans as being all that, to be completely honest with you. We're things. We're okay. We made it comfortable for ourselves. And I know what you're saying. Well, we've done massive engineering. We've been to space and all that stuff. I get it, but I think those are select few, right? So I think if you was to take 100% of the human population, I think maybe 15% are doing things with their lives, honestly. And those 15% are what is making these great spaceships, these great scriptures, or these great poetry, or whatever the case may be. Now, I get it. Not everybody's thing in life is to do, things I guess what most people would consider great. I guess you can, I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like you can be a great freaking sanitation worker if you are meant to be sanitation. If you love your job and you are good at it and you really give your all for it and you feel that is your calling, then kudos. I honestly, and I'm not even just saying that. I really believe that. But I don't think most people are even doing that. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying build a rocket ship. And not everybody does. But whatever you do it perfectly. Not perfectly, but I don't know, do it for God, if that makes any sense. Not, I hate using the word God, but I don't know, do it for something pure, and I don't think many people are doing that. I think people are just wasting their lives. I think most people are just wasting their lives. And I think things that most people complain about can be fixed if they took a hard look at their own lives. I honestly believe that. I get some people are in horrible situations, but I think most of us are just undisciplined. I honestly think so. And I don't know. Like I said, I think we're just things in the universe. And if we go, we go. If we stay, we stay. I mean, that doesn't mean that I don't mean that I think my life is pointless. I think I just explained to you what I think I was put on this earth for, to express myself in God through art. But and I'm not trying to do this whole nihilistic thing where it's like nothing means anything. I mean, no, obviously if something means something to you, then it means something, right? Because if nothing means anything, right, we still have to live our lives, right? Nothing means anything, we're all gonna perish, yada yada yada, right? Okay, we all know that. But at the same time, there's levels to this shit, right? So we're humans in this human body. So we have to do things that are important to humans. What is important to a human? Shelter, food, family, um, finding somebody to copulate with. I think most humans, I know some people are asexual, but I think a vast majority of us are not. And, once we reach a certain age, that's a very burning desire. What else? Something to do, right? So these things are important to us, right? And for the most part, most humans don't want to see other humans suffer needlessly or cause suffering needlessly, right? So these are the things that most of us can agree on is essential to being human. I would like to hope so. So, I mean, whatever means something to you, if your family means something to you and you want to give your life to that, then that means something because it means something to you. You get what I'm trying to say? Yes, it doesn't mean something ultimately, but as a human being, right? As a human being, what means something to you means something ultimately because you're part of this, right? So I'm not saying that it's needless, but what I am saying is we should live our life knowing what's important to us, but also knowing that it doesn't matter. Like, ultimately, nothing matters. Ultimately. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to wash my ass or eat food because ultimately nothing matters. Because as a human being, encompassing this human body, things do matter, right? But also, as a human being with consciousness, I can also see that nothing matters, and it's all just eternity. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's a nuanced point, which means both things are true simultaneously. Nothing matters, but at the same time, it does matter if it matters to you. So I don't know. I just feel like I want to take as many experiences in as I can as a human being. Experiences that I want to experience. And experiences that I want to give. I want to take them into account as a human being. But then when it's time to go, it's time to go. And you had your time. Don't waste it. It's finite. You have a finite amount of time as a human being. So why waste it? Why pretend that things that don't matter matter? Why get outraged? Why spend your time getting outraged over something that you know is coincidental? Why? Like, is your life that meaningless? It's really sad. It really is sad. But anyway, just my opinion. All right. It's supposed to be a 5-minute video, turned to a 20-minute video. So leave the comments below. Let me know what you think. I'm out.